Hi, it's Angelo Rossetti, author of Tenacity, the Tenacious Mindset on and off the court, course, and book. I've come up with the top 10 mindset and mental skills I wished a sports psychologist would have taught me. It took a lifetime of over 35 years of competing, coaching, teaching, and being mentored, and finally setting 2 Guinness World Records to figure out these things. I could have saved a lot of time, money, effort, and avoided setbacks if I only knew these 10 things. I want to give back to athletes and coaches alike to help them achieve their dreams and goals without the headache and heartache. So, number one, it's not how much you practice, but how you practice. Every single practice needs to have specific identifiable goals, and it needs to be very deliberate practice. You can't just go out there and mindlessly hit tennis balls and expect to improve your skills. They will improve marginally at best, but you need to have specific expectations and goals for every practice. So it's not how long you practice, it's how purposeful your practice is, and making sure you put 100% mental and physical effort into those practices. Number two, your ego holds you back from your goals. When my brother and I set our first Guinness World Record for the longest tennis rally, unfortunately, it was to honor the legacy of a mentor of ours that had passed away. And because we had a purpose greater than ourselves, greater than our own ego, we were able to do something that we thought we would never be able to do. And if you have something that is greater than your ego as the goal or the purpose, then fear goes away because you're not protecting your ego. You're just putting yourself out there and doing the best that you possibly can. So remove the ego out. It's not all about you, and you'll actually achieve your goals and dreams with more effectiveness and efficiency. Okay, we got number 3. Awareness, acceptance accelerates learning. Be aware of what's happening when you practice and compete. So in tennis, for example, be aware of your balance, your controllables like speed, height, spin, direction. If you're aware of those elements, then you can make minor adjustments and tweaks. You can be aware of what's not working, accept what's not working, make minor tweaks, and then improve while you compete. So awareness, acceptance is something that is really important in your practices and in your competition, rather than just waiting for the result and then making changes after the fact when it's too late. Number 4, goals versus expectations. I used to confuse these. I know a lot of people do. There's a difference between goals and expectations. Goals you write down and then you put away. For example, Michael Phelps wrote down he wanted to win an Olympic gold medal before he actually won any of them. And then he put that away. And then he focused on his practices and trying to reach those goals. But expectations, you don't want to bring expectation to competition, because then you might be disappointed if you don't reach those expectations. So what I've come up with is the 0-100 rule. 0 expectations, 100% effort, and that is number 5, the 0-100 rule. 0 expectations, 100% effort. Expectation creates things that are out of your control, like outcomes. So what you want to do is focus on giving 100% effort every time you compete. And that is something that is fully within your control. And then keep expectations at a minimum, especially when you're competing and you think you could win or you think you're better than the other person. Make sure to keep your expectations in check. They need to be zero throughout competition. Number 6, rituals hurt your performance. Routines help them. There is a difference. A ritual is based on a superstition, and superstitions you don't have control over. But a routine, for example, 3 deep breaths, belly breathing, working on your senses to keep you present. Those are things that are within your control. And those are things that are routines. In tennis, for example, bouncing the ball 3 times before you serve gets you prepped and ready and imagining or visualizing where you're going to place the serve, and it gets your heart rate and breathing back to normal if you were out of breath from the previous point. So those things specifically help your performance, but rituals or superstitions like what color overgrip you have or what color shirt you wear doesn't directly improve your performance. Number 7, pre-accept outcomes. Outcomes you cannot control. So pre-accept winning, pre-accept losing. Go through the emotions of both. What is it going to be like if I lose? What is it going to be like if I win? And that way you can then put your 100% focus on the process rather than the outcome. So pre-accept outcomes to find more enjoyment in the process, whether you're a fan or whether you're a competitor or a coach. Number 8, use your senses to be present. I mentioned this earlier. The sense of sound and touch, those seem to really work for me. You can't have a sense in the past or the future. Future would be if you're nervous or fearful, it means you're future thinking. And if you're frustrated or angry, it means you're past thinking. But if you can work on touch, for example, you can say to yourself, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do that 3 times and then slow it down. 1, 2, 3, 4. That sense of touch will bring you present. Or listening for sounds and what sounds do you hear when you're competing, that will get you present as well. Number 9, it's not just what you put your mind to that you can accomplish, but it's what you put your heart and your mind to. Have a purpose greater than yourself, like I mentioned before, and then go to it with all of your heart and all of your mind. But your mind can help come up with tactics and strategies, but sometimes when you don't have the answer, to just say a prayer or to really have a purpose that's beyond yourself, that will make the competition much more rewarding, and you can solve problems that you might not thought you had the answer for. And finally, number 10, the difference between happiness and joy. Happiness is usually tied to an outcome. And remember, outcomes we don't have full control over. So focus and control your controllables by focusing on the process and the things that you can manipulate and change to get to an outcome, but don't worry about the outcome. And if you focus too much on the outcome, then if you win, you're happy. If you lose, you're not happy. But if you have joy in just competing and being out there and giving it your best effort, then that's the best thing you can do. And I remember when my parents used to come watch my tennis matches, my dad always knew the score and was really dialed in on the outcome. And my mom was just so proud of myself and my brother just being out there and playing. She watched with joy. And so I hope these 10 mindset and mental skills that I wish I knew when I was competing would have helped me a lot. So I wish someone had informed me about them earlier. but it took me a while to figure them out, and I certainly hope that you find value in them. If you have any questions or want more information, you can always email me, angelo@tenacitywith2ns.org. Thanks so much, and make it a great day.